Hi FlossTube, my name's Dana and my channel name is Gemstone Stitches. I'm excited to be back with you guys to provide one last update for the year. Today is December 20th, so we got about 5 more days until Christmas if you guys celebrate that holiday. How are you guys feeling? Are you ready? I'm pretty ready. We're pretty ready. Thankfully, we have family in the area, so my older son and daughter went to be with them for the weekend. So last night we got to wrap all the presents, and there's just a few things here and there that I need to do, and then need to head to the grocery store to get the food that we need for the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So I'm feeling in a good spot. That's great. I know it can be really stressful and hectic this time of year, so hopefully everyone's doing well. Especially because, of course, we're also in this pandemic. I know that a lot of people are back in lockdown or have been having to have a second round of lockdown in different countries. It's just crazy. Here in Vermont, in the northeast part of the United States, things haven't changed for us. There's been a little rise in cases, but other than that, things haven't changed or impacted us differently. I'm back at work after maternity leave. So when I say back at work, it just means I'm actually working, but I'm not in the office. My husband and I work for the same company, and we're still supposed to work at home, and we're able to take care of our kids while we're working at home. My son is in kindergarten, and at the beginning of the year, it was 2 days at school and 3 days remote learning, but it quickly moved to full-time school for him, and that's how it's been, 5 days a week. And that's particularly for his age group. I think the older kids here still have to do the 2 days at school, 3 days remote. But since his age group is less impacted by this, it's safer for them to be there. And also they have the ability with the staffing and I guess the amount of kids at school. But saying that, after the new year, they're going to have him have 1 remote day at home on Wednesday. I think it's partly due to staffing and maybe partly due to wanting to be able to clean the building on the weekend and in the middle of the week. Not 100% sure why they're doing that, but it won't be too terrible to have him home for 1 day. If he had to come back all week, it would be rough, just because we have our work to do and we have a newborn. We also are gonna put our daughter Tinsley, who's 2.5, back in daycare. She's been home since COVID started. Of course, they closed daycare, but then they reopened, and we decided not to bring her back because at that point we weren't exactly sure everything about COVID. I'm sure we're still not sure of everything about COVID, but we're a lot more enlightened to it. And we just decided not to bring her back at that point because we weren't sure. And also we could save some money on daycare costs. But now that we're both working again, maternity leave is over, and we have a little baby, we're spread pretty thin, and I think it would serve our daughter better to be able to be out and get to be around kids and fun activities. She'll get to be more engaged and do more than what we would be able to do for her here at home. And it's been a while. So that's how it is for us here. It's interesting that COVID has impacted us kind of positively in a lot of ways, our own family, And I hate to say that or even think that, just because I know it has so terribly impacted others. And whether it be, you know, loved ones, losing loved ones, or your financial situation, or not being able to be around the people you love, particularly if you live alone, and or those people in a nursing home and things like that. It's just, I am thinking of all those people, and how they are feeling, particularly this time of year. So yeah, they're in my hearts. Okay, let's get on to stitching and a positive note here. My last video, I finished my Sweet Dream Santa stocking, and that video was all about finishing that. So if you want to see, go back to that video and check it out. The other thing that I was working on, I think I started working on this before I finished the stocking. It might have been after. I can't remember anymore. But it's this Cricut collection. The Cricut collection, and it's called Playing with Jacks, designed by Vicki Hastings. Super, super cute. You're able to, it also comes with one that's called Little Boo. It's like a mitten, and then it comes that you can just stitch this. There's a pattern just to stitch this pumpkin on the back, but I can't show you because it's the actual chart. I worked on this for about 2 weeks or something like that, and here it is. I got a gourd done and a pumpkin. I started in the center, so I worked, well actually, yeah, and I also worked on that little part. So these two are done. And I am stitching this on 30 count baby's breath linen. And I think it's a really great color. It's a perfect color. I wasn't sure because I couldn't get the called for fabric. So I found something else. The thing I will say about it is so flimsy, and like the holes, it's a linen and it's not a tough linen. So the holes, you have to be very careful pulling your thread. If you pull too hard, it warps the holes. So, and you can see how translucent it is. You can see my hand through it. But I'm powering through, and I'm gonna keep at it, because once it's done, we'll forget about that part of stitching it, and it will just be the finished product. I really like that, and I want to bring it out here and there, so hopefully I can have it up for next fall. After I worked on that, I wanted to pull out my Peacock Days by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what the finished project looks like. It's artwork by Josephine Wall. I'm stitching at 28 count 1/1. And this is what it looked like the last time that you saw it. I have this blue glitter all over everything because my daughter had a little costume that had blue glitter, and it's absolutely all over our house, and I feel like it probably always will be now. Okay, so here is where I am now. I hope you can't see me right through this, but I finished this page. So this was kind of a partial page over here, and then I did this page. I had some of it done before I started, and then I finished it. And I did just a little bit of other stitching in the next page over. So you can see that this is going to be the lighter colored peacock right here. That's the tail. So the next page is going to be pretty fun. I'll show you again. So where I worked was right in this area. So the next page is here. So I'm going to be starting on the hair. I don't think I'm going to get to her face at all, but I'll get into the hair, and then I'm going to be finishing up the peacock's faces. Lots of confetti, lots and lots of confetti. Okay, after that, I pulled out, it's called Esthers Waves by Northern Expressions Needlework. This is what it looks like. I mentioned in all my videos when I talk about this, the finished product looks like this in the workup, in the photo on here, but the called for colors are all more reds, oranges, yellows, browns, greens. So it's not rainbow. Although mine looks very rainbowy right now for what I've finished so far. So mine's gonna turn into browns and greens and then go back to reds and brown. It's not gonna hit blue, purple, any of the blue, purple colors in here. So the last time you saw it, I had these two bands done. And this is what, let me unroll it. This is what it looks like now. There. So I did the yellow. Well, I guess this band here is still pretty orange, and then I came down and did that yellow one. And this one, this band here is just all cross stitching. There's no specialty stitches. Like this band here has some raised type stitches, and these ones are, I don't even remember what they're called. But there's no cross stitching in this band. And then this one is just all cross stitch. And these are, every band in between is just Jessica stitches. So I really like this project and what it is going to look like and be finished to look like. But I will say this is a very repetitive project. You just do the same thing over and over and over, it seems like, until you finally get to the next band. So I feel pretty relieved when I get one done. So the next one, it's hard to even see. I mean, it's going to be this one. And there definitely looks like there's some specialty stitches. And by the way, all of these bands, there's going to be a bead inside every Jessica stitch. And then there's beads in every single band. That's why there seems like there's space, or it looks kind of unfinished. That's because there's going to be beads in there too. I bought all the called for beads, but I don't really like some of the beads they're asking for. Some of them are more matte looking and others are more glass looking. I want them all to look like glass. So I'm going to switch out any of the matte looking beads in there. Okay, so after that, I decided to pull out my Spirit of Veerland by Long Dog Sampler. This is what it looks like. Finished. Oh, I forgot to tell you what I don't even remember what the fabric is that I used for this one. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, I don't know, because it gives you a lot of options on the design for Esthers Waves. You could do it on 40 count, 36, 32, or 28, and I don't know what I chose. I'll have to look back. Okay, back to Long Dog Sampler. This is what it looked like the last time that you saw it. I did not get this project ready to show on YouTube because I literally was working on it last night. Ugh. Getting there, getting there. My needle minder used to have like a purple jewel on it, but the purple jewel popped off. Okay. It's still in the Q-snap. So I had the top 3 pages done the last time you saw it. And so I've done from about here down. There's still quite a bit to do on this page. Yeah, there's still, so I still need to go down a little bit more on the border and then go all the way over to about there for that page. So quite a ways. And I'm doing this on, wow, I don't remember the count. I think it's 32 count lilac Belfast linen, and the thread I'm using is DMC 550. So it's very purple. This is a dark purple color. There's all the thread I have. So I don't plan to try to finish, well, I might try to finish this page, come back to it, finish this page, because I want to start on my daughter Tessa's stocking before, I don't know if I'm going to start it on Christmas Day or I'll start it before Christmas Day. Haven't got that far yet. Just having a lot of fun stitching. Okay, and another thing that I've been working on is Tessa's baby blanket, which is, it's called Feathers and Fan Blanket. So it's kind of this wavy pattern. It has little holes in it. I want to get it done by the spring so that she can use it throughout the spring. I still have a ways to go. I was doing pretty good for a while there and then lost my desire, I guess. But I would say I'm at least a third of the way done. Maybe more towards the 50% mark. But it's the yarn is variegated, so it kind of goes in and out of light and darker pinks as it wants to. This is a new, this was one ball of yarn, and then up to here, sorry, let me try to get this around here up is another ball of yarn. So you can tell it is definitely the same colors, but the dyeing is pretty different between the two. I look very Christmassy with my red shirt and my green cup. This is, it's getting very faded, but this is one of my favorite mugs. It says New York on it. I went on a trip to New York City right after college with my old roommate, and it was just a super fun trip. I did it all by myself. I felt pretty grown up to visit, and we stayed in a hostel. It was just pretty fun, very, very fun. And that's one of my keepsakes from that trip. But it's starting, you can see it starting to wear. The white part on the mug is finally going away. And then also, I feel pretty Christmassy. This is a gift that I got I'm through having kids, and so I got this, it's like birthstone jewelry. So this is, Ruby is my son. He was born in July. Then we have Emerald for my daughter Tinsley, who was born in May, and then Blue Sapphire for my daughter Tessa, who was born in September. And then I also have kind of a charm bracelet. It has the same color jewels, and then it has their letters, and then the big one says Mama Bear, because my husband calls me Mama Bear. So I made some purchases, and I know some of them fell down. Okay, I got them. I'm in my son's room today because the lighting is the best in here. The back of the house is a little too dark. All right, what should I show you first? Okay, it's been so long. I've acquired these over the last few months or so, and I don't know what I purchased first, so they'll just be in the order that I grab them. So I got a couple things from Etsy. This one is Stone Street Stitch Works, and it's called Thankful. I saw it, I saw someone else stitch it on Instagram or somewhere, and this is black and white. We don't have a color printer. Okay, good. Thought I was showing you the chart for a second. But I really love that tree and that it says Thankful on it, and it would be a perfect thing to put out around Thanksgiving time because I love seasonal type stitching. Did I already say this? I wanted to start it this year, but I didn't get around to it. And then I got a couple things by Peppermint Purple because I want to decorate, use them in my daughter's room, or eventually rooms. I don't know. Right now, we have a 3-bedroom house, so eventually the 2 girls will share a room, but we do plan to move in the next 3 to 5 years, so we might have them in separate rooms by that time. But these are rainbow, and they're peppermint purple, black work patterns. So they're just, it's just black work and using different color threads to make a rainbow. Different little designs all through. And then we have this one. I really like that one. So those are my Etsy purchases. And then I got another, it's May and June. That's actually what it's called as well, the name of the charts. And it's by Little House Needleworks. So I have half the year for next year, and I plan to stitch each one every month. So in January, I'll stitch January's block and so on. So that will be quite the project for next year. And I ended up getting the called for fabric. I'm going to stitch them all on this big piece of fabric, and then Sorry, thinking. I think it's 36 count. I wanted it to be a little smaller than what it called for because I want them to be tiny. So I'm going to stitch them all on this fabric and then finish them small. And then this is a big purchase that I've been thinking about for years now. I saw one of these ladies at the Nebraska State Fair where they had all the cross stitch done. And I just fell in love with her at that. Seeing it in person, I think, really helps. And I'm always drawn to Lavender and Lace. Out of all the fancy ladies out there, I get drawn to Lavender and Lace the most. And I had these in my wish list for a while. And at some point, I just thought, oh no, what if they discontinue these patterns and it's going to be eventually hard to get my hands on them? I better just go ahead and purchase them. And at first I only ever wanted to stitch the one I saw in person, but then I found out they have one for each season, and then eventually I found out that people change the colors on all the dresses, and that was one thing that kind of bugged me about these in the beginning, is that I didn't quite love all the colors that were chosen for the dresses, but then people change them and they actually give you their changes, the color changes, so you can copy what they do. So that made me say, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and get all of them. So what I am talking about are the Lavender and Lace Celtic ladies. The first one that I saw was Celtic Christmas, and she is just beautiful. I'm not going to change a thing on her. And I believe whoever stitched this, the one I saw in person, it was kind of a smaller one. And I think I might do that myself as well. I might stitch these maybe like 1/1. I don't know if I can. Might have to get like Delica beads or teeny tiny beads or something. I better think about that before I do it. But I liked that it looked really small. So that is Celtic Christmas. And then I got the rest of them. So we have Celtic Winter. Definitely going to change everything about her. It's going to be, well, not everything. Her skin and hair. The skin and hair can always stay the same, but the dress and the border is going to be in more of a blue colorway. It's going to be like sapphire, navy to light colored blues instead of this gold silver. And then we have spring. I don't mind spring so much. I like the purple, but I'm not sure I like the gold with it. I don't know. We'll see. But I like her. She's pretty good. Summer. I'm not the biggest fan of the color combination. All the colors are pretty, but I'm not sure I like the combination. And I've actually found 2 conversions that could be a potential that I use. I'll put a picture in. One is more like a watermelon type, pink and green, and then another one is a bright pink, orange, yellow. They're both really pretty and I think would work perfect for the summer lady. And then Celtic Autumn. Sorry to say, this one just makes no sense to me with the colors. Unless, I don't know if the designer's from a different part of the world where it's, the colors aren't, you know, it's not getting colder and the leaves aren't falling for them. But yeah, yellow and purple. So anyway, I will find a more autumnal conversion for that. Something more like burgundy, burnt orange type colors. But I do love her hairs, like red. I like that there's different color hair in all of them. It's fun. So I'm excited. I have no idea what fabrics I'm going to use for all these. I don't know when I'm ever going to start stitching these. I don't think it's going to be next year. Okay, last, my plan moving forward is that I am going to start my daughter Tessa's stocking and probably continue trying to work on my long dog sampler, and then start my little house needleworks. That's my plan, immediate plan moving forward. So my daughter Tessa's stocking, I'm quite sure is going to be this one. It's called Holiday Glow Stocking. So it's got Santa. My husband and all my kids, I want there to be Santa in it. And I am definitely going to stitch this one for me. Sleigh Ride at Dusk. Love that one. Now, my son, here's a picture of the stockings on our fireplace, so you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. I stitched my son's, and it's more of a little kid type stocking. It doesn't really match exactly the other stockings. It's also a dimensions kit instead of from the gold collection. It's just regular dimensions, I think. So there's less coverage and there's not as much detail, I think, in it as the dimensions gold. So after I stitch my daughter Tessa's and I stitch my stocking, I'm going to stitch him another stocking, a different one. And I have 2 more kits in my possession. So this is the one that I've had, and you can see there's a Santa in it. And that was supposed to be the one he's going to have. But I'm not sure how much I like the dark sky. But saying that, mine's going to have a darker sky. And this is, I think, intended to be dark outside, but it's not quite as dark because it's called Holiday Glow. So there's a lot of light in it. But I'm not sure about this one. Although I keep seeing other people who've stitched it and I think, oh, I like it. I do like it. But I did run across this one called Santa's Snow Globe. So I went ahead and purchased it. So I'm not sure which one is going to end up being Ethan's. Yeah, I am that crazy person who's going to stitch a whole nother stocking. But the other thing about Ethan's stocking is that I stitched it and my coworkers helped me finish it before I had run across the finishing video by Nell at Little Yellow House Crafts. And that's how I've done my other 2 stockings and will continue to do my stockings. So again, that I want his to kind of match the rest of the family's. So that's another reason why I'm stitching him another stocking. I think what I'm going to do is just show him these when it's time for me to start his stocking in about 3 years, because I'm going to do Tessa's stocking this year, my stocking the next year, and then his stocking. I'll see which one he likes better. And not only that, I can see if there's any more new ones out. And I'll just have my own little collection of these in case I ever want to stitch another stocking. I have some on hand, or they'll just be something that starts being worth some money and in my stash. I have a feeling I'll want to make, if I'm lucky enough to make my grandchildren's stockings, but then I think, what if all my kids have a ton of kids? That would just be too much. I don't know. So yeah, this is the one I'm going to be starting here any day now. Looking forward to that. I think it's just super cute. I actually love stitching these stockings. I am going to be really happy when I'm done, because it's going to free me up to do other stuff and make more progress on my whips that I already have going. Because these are definitely, they're stitched heavily on throughout the year, and that's a big focus of my YouTube videos as well, as talking about my stocking plans. Well, that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to share with you guys. Super excited to have this video going out, and now I need to take care of my baby and get to all the other stuff I need to be doing. But I fit the YouTube video in today, so I'm so happy for that. Take care, and happy stitching to you all. Bye.